I'm down! Get him!
No one cares what I'm
Get him!
doing.
Get him! Get him! That's me, you idiots! That's me! Welcome back to our Starfinder Campaign. We have now fixed most of the technical issues, at least until the next one shows up. Enjoy episode 6, Killer Scarves from Outer Space. Why is my computer on fire? If you stop being a pain in the... Okay, right, now we're recording. Great. Fantastic. It's just me ranting about my computer being on fire for 5 minutes. So, welcome back to a terrible, terrible attempt at D&D. So, brief recap of what happened last time. Bryce, go.
Okay. So, in the last session, we had been debating on what missions to undertake. And we eventually decided on going for a medical transport mission towards Akaport from Rist Station, which we were currently at. The transport mission was flagged with a yellow designation, which meant that there was a chance of piracy, but we considered the risk and decided it was worth it. Along our journey towards Akaport, we actually encountered some pirates, and through the wonders of the combat system, we learnt we don't know this well enough. After going through a horrendous fight, of which we eventually succeeded, we made our way to Akaport, and if I'm not mistaken, there was quite a bit of a traffic jam, or so, up above the planet's surface. There was something to do with a comm beacon that was hacked or malfunctioning.
Yep.
And we are now waiting to arrive down on the planet's surface to actually deliver the supplies.
Okay. Pretty much accurate summary, and hopefully this time we will have adequate audio recording, because last time we did not, because I am an idiot, and that's a thing. So, where we left off last time was the ship was approaching Akaport proper. Below you can see the massive metropolis, huge stacked city, giant pillar of humanity, surrounded by mostly wastelands and pollution, massive solar farms, synthetic farming, kind of on the outskirts, kind of sprawling out in a big mash of stuff that's supplying the city with food, power, the usuals. So, is there anything that anybody wants to discuss prior, or are we good to jump straight in?
I was merely going to suggest that we get on the comms and start requesting docking permission, otherwise I'm fairly certain that Akaport has a...
Fairly large defense system.
Yep.
Tate usually handles this for us, does he not?
He does. You've already asked him to, as at the last point in time, and... Turn that on. Oh yeah, the last point in time, he had already spoken with command, or central air traffic control type situation. And you guys had been given permission to approach the city and pretty much go from there. So just checking that there's nothing anybody wants to do prior. If not, we'll move forward.
I just get Iliad to go towards Price as we're landing. So, some fact-finding about our mark when we land.
Yeah, I'll probably want to check the local intranet systems and maybe hit a few bars.
CB bars.
convenience. Yeah.
Yeah, alright, the usual then.
All right.
Well, I mean, sorry,
Well,
I was about to
fair.
say, well, I don't have a contact network here yet. I'm probably going to want to look to develop one at some point.
That's right, it's not the most challenging thing we've encountered so far.
No.
There is a...
Famous last words.
Yeah, famous last words. It'll be easy. Dead. There is a crackle through the comms unit as ground control effectively comes through and just says, first time vehicle, approach hangar 94, sending coordinates, and then cuts out. Ace appears and just says, "Should we follow?"
You heard the man, Ace. Let's do it.
All right.
Yep.
The ship veers to the left and banks over, and as it does so, you can see through the window down at the city proper, a different inclination, and it is a sprawling mess of lights and aerial vehicles, steam, mist, pollution. It's raining in parts of the city, despite the fact that there are no clouds above the city. Stuff's been trapped by the sheer size of this structure, creating minor weather patterns within the city itself. And within minutes, you rapidly are approaching, and it dips down through a layer of... your best bet would be smog that's kind of below the top layers of the city, and you breach through that, and on the other side, it's immediately a semi-twilight. So the sun's gone. There's kind of everything has this kind of dark orange hue. Under the pollution. You pretty much drop into a pattern with several other vessels heading towards a massive hangar door that's got a peeled paint across the top of it. It just says 94. And the ship glides straight in and lands perfectly in the hangar. There's about another maybe 15 ships that are doing. Some are coming, some are going, kind of into this hangar. This area looks defended. You can see at least 7 wall-mounted automatic weapons at various points across this hangar. That, even from a basic view, you can see gives you a full field of fire on anything that is in this hangar.
Any unauthorized docking is met with...
Or just anybody who gets...
Or just
somebody tries to get fresh and try and make a break for it, or steal a ship, he's dead. You can also see in the right-hand side of the docking area, there appears to be a large, kind of dirty glass-cased room, which at your best bet would be kind of like hangar control. Whoever's in charge would be sitting there watching what's going on, effectively. You can see approaching your ship, probably maybe 2 minutes walk from where you currently are standing, appears to be a large, angry, gruff-looking human man, shaggy hair, wearing a greased green jumpsuit. And he also appears to have a cybernetic implant in his left eye. It seems to be approaching the ship, which is currently all sealed up and still closed.
I say, hey everyone, get ready to disembark. I'm just gonna go meet some new friends. Head towards the loading ramp.
Yeah, as you approach the ramp, it's literally a push button to open.
Yep.
Whilst this is going on, I'm just going to check if there were any specific requirements for our delivery of the cargo. Like, do I just need to say that it's in this starport at this hangar bay, or do we have to take the ship?
No. So you are part of the logistic chain. You are simply transport from A to B. Once it gets here, the harbour master, or the port authority will take the cargo, at which point it will then be passed over to a courier service within the city that gets it to its destination. So your job is to get it into the hangar, which you currently have. You'll have to tell the hangar personnel what the cargo is, and they will unload it.
Fair enough. That's what I'm going to be handling then. Whilst Iliad's heading towards the ramp, I'm going to be interfacing with the communication system and getting the hangar control to. Fairly
straightforward. Pulling up spreadsheets. There's a few digital signatures of this is what I'm transporting. I haven't altered, changed, blah 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 blah.
Yeah, I'm doing all that
all that stuff. Trusted shipping manifest and all that stuff, and then you'll hit a button, and they'll know that this vessel needs unloading.
Yeah, so I'll be doing all that whilst Iliad's heading towards the ramp.
Okay, cool. So, Iliad, button press, ramp down.
Mm-hmm. Can I try to identify this dude's cybernetic implant?
Yes, you will be able to. Make a roll.
This is an engineering roll.
Yes.
The DC is lowered by 5 for me through my theme knowledge.
All right.
Do I get any weird feelings from this place?
Not particularly. Seems fairly normal, average. Average spot.
That's
Does anything stick out to me?
Not in this hangar, no.
Okay.
27 from me.
So 27
I'm
overall.
gonna
Carry on.
I'm gonna make a conscious effort to keep an eye out for suspicious or
Okay.
interesting or important feelings.
You got it. The minute anything comes up, I'll let you know. So with the 27 on this guy's implant, you can clearly tell that this is a Tajmari implant.
Mhm.
It is an optical implant. Obviously, it's in the optic socket. It would most likely, based on this guy's profession, be either facial recognition, which would then interface with a database of personnel, or possibly heat, infrared, kind of stuff to look for unauthorized cargo or unauthorized personnel.
It's a sensory implant.
It's a sensory implant. The logical conclusions would be those two, and based on it being Tajmari, you'd know that it would probably be able to see through a ship's hull.
Just super quick, what's its likelihood of being able to see into our smuggler's compartment?
He would have to enter the ship in order to be able to see into the smuggler's compartment.
Got it.
But if he got on board and walked around even a little bit with that implant, he'd be able to see it. If it was active, if he was looking.
Right. So he's got the tools, but he'd have to actually know to use them.
Yeah, it's like having... He's got the tools, he'd have to know the situation he was in to use them. It's not on all the time, he just doesn't walk around constantly looking through walls. It doesn't work that way. He'd have a fucking brain and melt.
Yeah, that would be very, very awkward.
Yeah, he'd fall over a lot and walk into stuff.
Anyone
Over walk into stuff.
Anyway, ramp is down. Man is approaching.
I just go to the entrance of the ramp and wait for him. I look behind me to see if there's any of the other crew behind me, but I'm not. Obviously,
Addy might be standing behind you, just like looking around, like interested.
Cool. Iliad's relaxed. He's relaxed.
Gotcha. And then Zeb.
I'm just standing next to Addy.
Okay, so you guys are behind. Okay, cool.
Yeah.
So, guy walks to the foot of the ramp, kind of looks into the vessel for a split second, and then turns to the... Here's a data pad. Big, bulky data sheet. Looks at least 10, 15 years old. It's a very clunky piece of technology.
Cool.
So, got here Crux Reno Medical Corporation.
Yeah, that's right. We're also here for a bounty as well. Do you happen to know have you had any trouble with So I'm trying to remember the guy's name now out of game. Fitzgerald.
No trouble here. My job has nothing to do with bounties on cargo only.
Ah, sure. Sorry. All right, thanks. Yeah. Do you want to see the cargo?
Well, I've got here that your pilot has already put it through as a request. Everything seems to check out. Vessel's first time in Akaport. Are you guys going to be drop and go, or are you planning on spending some time here?
Maybe a little while. Actually, we were thinking maybe we'd look for work if we can find our bounty here.
Okay.
See what's going on.
Addy will say into the guard's mind, "I need dumpling supplies."
I picked some of those up before, didn't I?
Can I ask? Can I see the crew from the cockpit, or is that kind of obscured by the?
You could see it in a mirror, effectively.
Can I basically be looking and just point, like, thumbs up at Iliad, like if he actually turns to look around?
Gotcha. If Iliad happens to look over, then
Can I see?
Right,
Can I
give me a thumbs up.
just see it in my peripheral?
Yeah.
I'll just see it in my peripheral.
thumbs up.
Like, job done.
Give him a nod.
He just says, "All right, so ship storage. You're looking at 30 credits a day."
Fantastic. Solid.
Right, couple of questions if we're going to be storing your vessel. Any hidden compartments, any living cargo, anything that's going to have any issues with environmental changes. Ships aren't always kept in, well, livable conditions.
Right. Yeah, we do have. I do have a sick friend on board.
Okay, are they going to be removed or are they going to be kept with the ship? Because if we have to keep it in livable conditions, the price goes up.
Yeah, we'll need some livable conditions, please. How much will that be?
That would be 75 a day. Out of game, you don't need livable conditions. She's in a cryopod.
Oh right, sorry. I to be honest, I'll be honest with you, dude. I had no idea how bad it was gonna be. That was the. Can I? If my character knew that, can I recon that?
You can recon that. Be like, that's good.
Oh, okay. That'll be that. That's good. Cool.
The cryopod has kept her alive in Sub-Zero for 400 years.
Well, yeah. No, I know it's got the Eternity battery in it, but I didn't know how. Obviously, and the state of the cryopod as well was something I was worried about. But yeah, it's cool.
So is that right? Well, by Akaport, Port Authority takes no responsibility for death, dismemberment, suffocation, freezing. Laundry list of problems that can go wrong with anybody left on the vessel. Do you accept?
Yeah.
Verbal confirmation entered. Excellent. Right. Well, in that case, we'll keep the ship, and I mean, if you're not going to pay your fees when you get back, we're going to keep the ship, so... Welcome to Akaport.
Right. Thank you very much.
Can I have
Thanks.
been making my way to the access ramp?
Yes, yeah,
And,
you've done your bit. Ace is now in, like, ballet mode.
Hey, Ace.
Yes, Bryce.
If anyone starts snooping around, can you just send me a message?
Absolutely.
You could also send a message to my computer via the network that I've created to the ship.
Oh, I was saying. Sorry, I should have said. I'm saying this as I'm just as I'm leaving the cockpit.
Yeah, you're logging everything down.
Yeah.
Yep.
Sorry.
Security protocol active.
Also, Ace, if they appear to have any sort of hostile intent, I'd just like you to repeat the following line. If they get too far inside the ship, releasing lethal gas in 5, 4, 3. I think you get the idea anyway.
I'll make it happen.
Addie is like,
Thanks.
Addie cackles insanely at that, and just looks at him with blank eyes.
All right, so...
I'm actually gonna say like, we could always interface a neurotoxin into the environmental control system.
That just doesn't sound like a
It can
good
be
idea, man.
against us.
I should imagine mid combat, the enemy vessel's like hacking their life support. Oh, they have a poisonous gas canister, releasing gas. Ship
Exactly.
stops. That was the shortest combat we ever had.
Yeah.
Space Ghost.
I'm gonna
coast to
have
coast.
that look of really. Do apologise, my throat appears to be a bit dry.
Happens to the best of us. So,
Have you tried boiling it?
Damn you!
So you have arrived in Akaport. Is everybody just going to be leaving the ship?
With the medical supplies, I guess we could go straight to Crux Reno if you guys
You
are
don't need
up for
to.
it. Oh, they've already got it.
Basically, Iliad, now that I've interfaced with the docking system, I've flagged the cargo as delivered. So their courier service will come to the hangar, pick it up. We don't need to do anything.
Perfect. All right. Nice one.
Pretty much
Dumpling.
once the courier service delivers it to the Crux Reno Medical Corporation, it will pay the courier, and that will trigger the payment to you guys.
By
Perfect.
the way, as we are currently technically missing a player, are we saying that...
He's over there.
No, he's in the ship.
No,
Oh, okay.
because otherwise that would cost you more money. He's over there.
What are you
Ah,
talking about?
fair enough.
Safi's right over there. Yeah,
Yeah, he's over there.
What are you
You
talking
see him? He's just,
Oh,
he's
in the traditional pose.
traditional pose. He's just T-posing in the corner, and everybody just
T-posing.
ignores it.
And when he moves with us, he's just gliding in that position as well.
There's
Oh.
a peculiar white aura standing over him.
Okay, so you guys are now standing in the hangar. The guy who just checked you in just seems to be going through some stuff on the pad. There's a hiss as the cargo ramp behind the ship starts to come down. You can see that there's a trolley hauled by like a small tug is coming over, and people are starting to unload the crates, the containers.
Okay.
He
Well,
just turns and says, "All right, so is that anything? Is that everything?
I believe that's everything.
Right."
Give him a
Exits-
friendly nod.
Exits the green doors over there.
Thank you.
And with that, you see him turn and start walking over to another ship.
I'll hover over to meet the rest of the party.
Addie will skip off the ship, humming something to herself.
Excellent.
So, you guys want to get something to eat?
I could go for a cantina.
Let's do it. Maybe we
Or
can
food.
find some information at the same time about this Fitzgerald.
I'd quite like to see if there's any combat arenas in the area.
Cool. Alright, so, leaving the hangar. The green doors open, and you step out onto a metallic catwalk. It's about probably 12 foot wide, like grated underneath, and with like runners going alongside. It kind of hits a central point, at which point it splits into 5 or 6 different pathways, all seeming to go into different big metallic, like block type buildings. It is humid, and it fucking stinks. Like, it's not an unpleasant smell, but it's like, imagine being at a gas station.
It's not rancid.
It's not rancid.
It's just
it's
overwhelming. It's overpowering.
It's like, imagine the smell you get when you're pumping petrol or pumping gas times 20.
Okay.
It's just kind of, if you stood out here long enough, you'd start to feel lightheaded.
Yeah.
You notice that there
Well,
are
I wouldn't.
you wouldn't, but the rest of the party would. You do notice there are a few people, and you see people some people have goggles, some people have like little rebreathers on, that type of thing. Some people, not everybody, just some people just got a scarf pulled across their face as they're kind of walking around from place to place.
Is there any like small little thrift shops that we could pick a scarf up or something?
Right here, no, there is literally. You've just exited a big central building, and you've now got what looks to be 3 almost identical looking building. You'd guess they were maybe housing units, and then another one that kind of leads through into something that's covered in neon lights. Looks to be some sort of market or food court or something.
I'm gonna go that direction.
I look towards the rest of the party and nod in the direction of the neon lights.
I just also want to check. What is the security systems like in the area? I don't mean for.
Mhm.
I don't mean for like me being illicit. I'm just wondering like CCTV.
Yeah, so
what kind of methods could I potentially have to track someone down?
So on this level, where you are right now, you can see security cameras, CCTV style, mounted at certain spots. You do notice that 1 or 2 of them appear to be broken. You also do see at the entrances to the buildings, there is like a guard of some description. Could be a private security firm, could be the APD, could be anything.
Okay. I'm gonna like approach Iliad and go. Those camera systems. Might be able to do something with that.
Maybe if they're even monitored or even keep a recording.
Well, Mr. DM, there's facial recognition and tracking software in this universe.
Yes, absolutely.
Right? So, if I have a photo ID
Yep.
of the target,
Yep.
which I believe I do,
You do.
I could try to or at least attempt to ask the the security guys, the people that run like the security nets, if I can track a particular person down.
Yes, you could ask.
Whether
might
they'll
have to
allow
grease
it
their
is another
palms.
matter.
Yes, that would involve you dealing with NetCorp, which is like the big corporation that maintains the networks for the whole city,
Okay.
or the APD.
I'm just trying to find what avenues of investigation I have at my disposal.
I'd like to see if we can get user access to the cameras.
Yes.
And that's where I was going to go with it.
That could be so bad in so many ways.
It could be so bad.
So, are you actively trying to hack the city security system?
No.
I'm going to see what I can. I'm going to see what I can get as a general user first.
Okay, so as you're kind of walking through, heading towards this neon market food court area, as a general user, you have access to about maybe 4,000 to 6,000 camera feeds.
All right, and can I see anything that is restricted at all?
There are a ton of restricted feeds. So the ones that you have access to are effectively general use cameras, some of which are from people that have set up like little bits and pieces at certain areas. Some are from art exhibits, some are from like places that do music, places that do like up and coming bands, club cameras. There are very little cameras that are set up in purely public areas that you have access to. Most of these are private feeds, and you do know that there are some camera companies that will sell you security cameras effectively for clubs and that kind of stuff on the condition that the feeds are public, because they get trafficked people who want to see what's happening in the club that can't go.
Right. So basically, not particularly great like city coverage, but definitely a good starting point.
Definitely somewhere to start. Yes.
Yeah,
Okay.
I will start running those camera feeds then. I'll set up a program to skim the camera feeds, looking for facial recognition, that kind of thing,
Sounds
and
good.
running it on my computer.
What I'm gonna say is, because I'm basically discussing this plan with everyone. You know, we could always try and figure out where he's been smuggling from. Like, obviously, you have to acquire a cargo in one place and sell it off somewhere else. So if we can...
Are you talking about like some kind of underground black marketplace that they might go to?
That's why we're heading towards the seedy areas, right?
I'm currently accessing public camera feeds. There may not be anything on here if this is an organized crime outfit, but it could be a good starting point, at least to eliminate.
You know that they might not be in the view of the cameras if they're like a black market area, right? They might be down below, like the sewers or something.
That doesn't mean Black Silver shouldn't try. It's a good at least to use the process of elimination, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
Let's go do some fact finding.
Absolutely.
Hey, Safi, do you want us to bring you back anything? I'll get you something nice, don't worry.
Not every skullhead uses what little cerebral power they possess.
Alrighty. So, big neon area. Doors kind of, it's not really slide open, they're more of like clunk open. And it looks like a full-blown market, like the one at Wrist Station on steroids.
Does it look like it's being headed by a Space Corneo?
What?
Final Fantasy VII reference.
Yes, no.
I like steroids.
No Final Fantasy VII references.
Can I get like a cheap scarf before my my eyes and nose like just burn?
Yes, so pretty much,
They melt.
pretty much this,
like
this
the Nazis
area
in,
has mundane. Pretty much everything that is would be classed as like a mundane item is on sale here. Everything from music cassettes, CDs, data discs, basic, really bare bones basic computer hardware, clothing. It's all on sale. There's like everything from A to B.
How much will a scarf cost me?
I would technically, I'd class that as negligible. So
Okay,
if you
cool.
wanted to just grab a scarf, it will cost you nothing.
I put on my my new black scarf that I found, and I swing it over my shoulder and turn to the rest of the
I
party.
knew it. I knew you're gonna be as posh as possible with it.
Don't I look windswept and interesting?
Um,
And he holds his hands out as well, expecting almost an applause from everyone.
Addie just starts
I'll pat his
giggling.
head.
She just like straight up just starts. She looks at him and just starts cackling.
Hey, what if I go looking for some bodyguard work for the guy that we're looking for? We might be able to get some information that way.
Price will merely facepalm to both things that just happened.
to everyone.
Black Silver expects this level of incompetence from Skullheads.
Face palms for everyone sounds like
Good
the
stuff.
worst indie band.
It does. It really does.
And
Oh,
Yeah,
please!
about
Why did I
that.
take this life up?
about that plan, Zeb, you can't use it anymore. Just saying.
Fine.
So, the
Canteen.
canteen. There are several street vendors selling questionable meat in questionable states of cook. I wouldn't recommend them. There are several smaller places doing kind of like rice and vegetables and everything here that you know for 100% would be synthetic. It is all synthetic farmed on the farms that you saw coming into the city. So there is nothing that is naturally grown. The meat would be protein, probably from grubs, then converted into a meat substance. Same as it was on the Rist Station. There is a large house, large restaurant, effectively, that is called Roshi's Bow House.
I'm heading there right now.
It looks to be kind of like a central location of this market. There are people sitting outside. You see people playing cards. Some people playing some sort of weird version of mahjong with pieces that change colour depending on where they're placed. Yeah, pretty much that.
Is the are all the fixers in this universe always in a bow?
Maybe.
Yeah, let's go in there. Yeah, let's head in there. I mean, Eddie, you wanted some of these, right?
Well, she, yes. She'll nod vehemently, like yes. She is a dumpling connoisseur.
I'm gonna set up an arm wrestling table.
Okay.
Gonna cast an eye, see if they do any contemplative super nutrients.
They do not have any contemplative super nutrients, but they do have a condensed. They're called condensed dumplings, and the idea is that you only have to eat one of them for like a whole meal.
I am going to see if there's a computer terminal anywhere nearby and try to make a bounty hunting check for the target.
Okay, so not in the Bauhaus. There are no terminals. There is a public terminal, almost like outside across the street, as it were.
Okay, well, I'm going to inform everyone that I'm just going to be checking something.
Okay, so
Right. Can I glance around and see if there's anyone who looks? Is there anyone that? I suppose, is there anyone else that it looks like I should start talking to apart from the bartender?
there is a man behind the bar who's handing out dumplings. There is, like I said, several people playing various table games. There is also now a Zeb who seems to be setting up an arm wrestle station.
Yes.
Other than that, there are quite a few people just sitting around and drinking. You do notice what looks to be 2 off-duty security officers. Whether they're for the APD or a private, you can't really tell because you can't see their logo. There are also what look to be locals, just eating dinner or food or lunch or whatever time of day it is, because you really can't tell in this neon nightmare. Other than that, it's pretty much just that's it.
Okay.
So who you talk to is entirely up to you.
Okay. Well, I'll wait to see what the others are doing, and then I'll go over to the bartender afterwards.
Okay, cool. So we'll start with Zeb.
Okay.
Make a charisma roll.
Charisma roll. This is probably not going to be good. It may not start out as well as you think. Let's see. It's a 1.
Nobody wants to wrestle you, my man.
Why does nobody want to wrestle me?
Because you look terrifying, and you're just giant, angry space lizard threatening people with arm wrestles, and everybody's like, no.
Can Addie assist? Not
Yes,
that she's
please,
gonna do super
please.
well.
He got
So
a 1.
Addie,
He got a 1. You can't assist a 1.
That's fair. Okay.
Addie could always try and be Zeb's
Wait.
hype.
I could
Girl.
add an incentive. We shall rustle for the prize of buns, and we shall trade in buns
There's
in the rustle.
literally all you are getting is like sideways glances of what the fuck is this guy doing?
Well, there's loads of people setting up gates.
Yeah, there's loads of people, none of whom are biting.
You've done this badly, man. You rolled a 1.
Roll 1.
I know.
You have done goofed, and you have wasted some time trying to get random people to wrestle you, and it's not working.
Okay. What?
Can I entice a random stranger?
With what?
I
You
have
gonna pay him to
I
wrestle
have-
you?
I have a very specific request, but I
Okay.
can wait. I can wait my turn.
Okay.
No, that's
so,
good. That's okay.
Zeb is done. Addie, what you got?
Okay. What race is the cashier? Because if he's any kind of like AI, I'm not going to be able to communicate with him.
The guy who's behind the counter is an android.
Okay, but I can communicate with Price because he has a mind,
Yes.
right?
Yes. So you'd be able to communicate with this guy as well.
Have
Alright,
a
cool.
soul difference.
He's not a soulless meat suit. He's a souled meat suit.
Yes.
Yes. Sold for 5,000 credits.
Yes.
All right. She's gonna reach out into his mind and ask him for the specials and stuff. She's gonna order some dumplings and then
Okay.
get ideas, and then later go to the market and get ingredients for dumpling experiments.
Okay. Fairly standard, fairly straightforward. So just minus 5 credits for like a couple of rounds of dumplings, and then anything else, or is that pretty much just your plan?
As I'm like standing there, if I look around, does anyone stand out to me?
Pretty much the same people. People playing board games on tables, a couple of off-duty cops or security officers.
Iliad with his amazing scarf.
Iliad looking like an extra from Dune.
How dare you?
How dare you?
Zeb looking like an extra from Doom.
Yes. Zeb looking like an extra from Doom, yes. And Price is currently wandering across the street or across the walkway to what looks to be like public computer terminal.
Okay. Am I able to do that bit now, or do you want to handle the rest?
Unless Addie's got anything else to do.
She's probably gonna walk up and bug a random table, but we can jump to Price and come back to her.
Okay, sounds good. So we'll jump to Price. You cross the walkway to the public table. It is, well, dirty, graffitied, but works.
Okay, I'm going to try to make a profession bounty hunter check
Okay.
to get more information up about the target.
All right.
Let's see if I can really fine-tune his last known
Make
location.
a roll.
That is a 25, and I'd like to point out, because of my bounty hunter theme,
Mm-hmm.
I lower the DC by 5
Okay.
for each step.
That's fine. That's fine. So that's going to give you 2 degrees of success.
Okay.
So the first thing that you know is he is here.
Mhm.
He has come through here. There's on the network. It's pretty much what the bare bones basic that the bounty hunter network can pick up is that he did arrive and he hasn't left. So he is still in Akaport. It's a massive city, but he's still in it. The other thing that you managed to find out is that there was a ping for a large sum transaction that he pulled from a financial institution called Brooks, Bamfield and Dark. And that transaction was made within the last 5 days.
Okay, so there is a digital sighting of him
Yes.
within the last 5 days around Brooks, Banfield, and Dark. It's now just figuring out what Brooks, Banfield, and Dark is. So, what is that?
It's a high.
I've got the terminal.
It's a high-class financial institution, kind of like Future Bank.
Is it Dark or Bark?
Dark.
Dark.
With a D.
Okay. Is there a particular district or like a location, physical location for this place?
So Brooks, Banfield and Dark has it has a singular building.
Okay.
That singular building is on the higher tiers of the city. It is a high-class financial institution. This is not a Halifax. This isn't a HSBC.
This is like Big Bank.
Big Bank.
The guys that issue Amex Blacks.
Yes, effectively. The fancy banks, which would make sense for somebody who is pretty much trying to cut and run with a large sum of money after pissing people off.
Okay. With this particular bit of information, I shall head back over to the cantina.
Okay.
And head over to Iliad.
Oh, sorry. So, because this is all happening simultaneously, should I?
We'll skip back to Iliad.
Yeah.
That's you're now coming back across the street. Iliad, what are you doing?
Yeah.
So, I go over to the bartender, and with the intention of gauging this person's immediate reaction to what I say, I sit on the table, order a little bit of food,
Okay.
and then ask. And then say, lean in just only ever so slightly, but casually say, looking for a friend, Fitzgerald. Do you happen to know him? That's all. And I want to just gauge how he might perceive this person.
The man pauses and shakes his head, says, Fitzgerald, never heard of him.
No sense motive.
No, he's not lying.
Okay. All right.
But if you're looking to find
All right,
somebody,
thanks.
there's a couple of places you can try.
All right. Where would the best place for me to go would be?
Well, it depends. Is this somebody that you're looking for? Is this a friend, or is this an enemy?
Neither. He's just a troublemaker. That yeah.
Well, if you go 2 tiers down, there's Sol's Detective Agency.
Interesting.
They have a pretty good bead on what's going on in the city.
All right, thanks. I might check that out. And then I sort of like hold up a bow in a sort of way to say cheers, and then take a bite out of it.
He nods and continues serving other patrons.
Cool.
And Price appears at your side.
I've got a lead.
Nice.
Brooks, Banfield, and Dark.
Does this ring a bell?
No. It's a no clue. Sounds fancy.
So sounds like
Financial institution. Upper class.
right. Okay. So what's the lead? He's storing something there.
There was a ping that he made a large transaction.
How long?
No, it wasn't a large. No, it wasn't a large transaction.
Large withdrawal.
It was large withdrawal.
Right. So that's probably all the money he cut and run with from the.
From whatever illicit deeds he's made.
Well, no, not the illicit deeds. Well, it is an illicit deed, but remember, it was from our employee, our employer. Sorry, that he's taken money from.
It's just getting
Yeah,
more access.
the entire reason
Further.
that this guy was put on the bounty in the first place was because he's been doing this for years, but then decided to cut and run, and fucked off his employer, who put the bounty out.
So is this guy? Just interesting. If he's been what kind? Sorry, do I know what kind of employer this is?
You don't have a specific on the actual employer. You just know that the bounty has been placed by. It hasn't been placed by a federal agency. This is not a. He's wanted for these crimes, but the feds haven't put the bounty out. This is a private bounty.
Yeah, so this is what I mean. I think this is like some white collar. I think like this guy might not even be violent at all.
Oh yeah, no, 100%. There is that you have no clue on if this guy is going to be like, I'm secretly a ninja, or if he's like, I work in accounting.
Yeah, exactly.
My name is Bob.
It might be we find him and he points a gun to his own head.
You'll never take me alive.
Yeah, exactly. So okay. That's just something that pops
starts a gunfight and forgets to take the safety off, and just they're clicking at people. Click, click, click.
I say to Price, look, I think if this is a high-end bank, do you think this guy might be just white collar? He could be he could just be some corpo in accounting or something.
Well, without hacking into personal databases, I can't find out with any major degree of certainty. Unless it's public access or it's in the docket, this is all I've got to go on.
No, I get that. I'm just wondering what your gut feeling on that is.
Until I know that he's safe, I'm going to treat him as dangerous.
All right, Black Silver the Second. Let's just go and find this lead then.
You can never be too cautious. What if I take it lightly and then he pulls a gun on one of us and actually shoots one of us?
We weren't going to take it lightly at any point. I'm just asking what you think if you think my line of reasoning isn't whack, you know? Anyway.
No, it's not whack, but considering everything that's been happening so far, I'm just taking everything with a little pinch of caution.
Next time I'll ask Black Silver for a percentage.
Or do you want to get... No, I'm not going to say that.
It's all right. Let's wait for the others to finish eating and whatever the hell Zeb is doing, and then we can.
Currently outside screaming at people to come and wrestle him.
What
is he doing? Why would nobody wrestle me?
Just him like
Just a circle of no people around him. It's been like no.
Currently having an early midlife crisis.
Wrestle me!
All right, let's try and move on.
Okay, so
You just hear more buttons.
Russell. So we'll kick back to Addie.
Okay. Who looks the most interesting? Are these all races that I've seen before?
So
Iliad.
you could it's that scarf, yo.
Yep.
The
Yeah,
scarf.
she's gonna slide up to Iliad like, "Hey, boy, can I get your number?"
The scarf
Eyebrow
is
wiggle.
spiffy, even outdoes my giant
We
brain.
literally travel on the same ship.
I know you.
You say that to Black Silver, and all he goes 1001100011001.
Right.
I do speak binary.
He does speak binary.
Please don't.
So the most interesting people would be the two off-duty security officers. The people playing the board games all look to be kind of either elderly and kind of just like relaxing, or there appears to be a couple of people who are playing for credit chips that look like they might be gang members, but that would only be because the assumption being that somebody gambling in public could also just be friends playing a game. Like it's not really a way to tell. And the security officers that are sitting nearby don't seem to care, so possibly not. And other than that, everybody just seems fairly straightforward. You've got some humans. You've got you don't see any Vesk. You do see a few androids. It's pretty much human and android. Is the main makeup.
No Lashunta either.
No Lashunta here anyway.
Okay.
Wow, I must be
Once-
really drawing attention.
Oh, there are people looking at you. But you're used to that by now.
Yeah,
You're a giant floating brain.
Contemplatives aren't exactly common out here.
Yeah. She'll once she has her dumplings, she will. What games are they playing? I'm just like wondering.
So
like,
there
trying
appears,
to,
there
like,
appears to
imagine,
be
like,
a card game. They're using metallic playing cards. It appears to be a deck that is roughly 86 cards. Kind of like a version of poker, but you have 8 cards in your hand and there are 4 cards on the table, and it's some sort of making combinations of certain shapes. Seems to be the way to win. And there's a version of Mahjong, which big type of tile-based game, large amount of tiles on the table, but the tiles change colour depending on how they're played and where they're played, and there seems to be a kind of aspect of matching colour lines in certain patterns that then results in all of those chips going dark, and then the player pulling all of those chips into their side of the table.
Mahjong Connect 4, interesting.
Yeah, Mahjong Connect 4 in 4 dimensions. It's very strange.
Wow, 4 dimensions.
It looks very
3 dimensions
complicated.
because it doesn't break the fourth wall and emerge into reality. It looks very.
It requires that you look into the future in order to
exactly.
play the game.
3 dimensions, I meant, not 4 dimensions. But no, it literally looks like a game that may be very, very, very simple to pick up the basics of, like red plus red equals longer red. But there appears to be insane different ways that you can play it that would require a lifetime to master.
Okay.
It's like actual Mahjong. Easy to pick up, hard to master.
She's looking at the games, and she like looks at the security offers, and she looks back at the games, and then she just kind of like takes a second and watches the energies flow between these people. And she's going to walk over to the people who might be gang members and offer them some dumplings if they'll teach her to play the game.
Okay. Alright. Make a roll.
What kind of roll?
That would be
Diplomacy?
Diplomacy, yes. Make a diplomacy check.
Okay.
Why?
Why not?
Okay, so these two
Get in there!
two elderly gentlemen seem to have absolutely nothing better to do in their entire life than teach you how to play this weird tile-based game. They're amazing teachers, and within 20 minutes you have understood how to play the game in its entirety, almost to the point of better than your average rookie player. Congratulations.
Thanks.
You just got taught how to play Mahjong Connect 4.
I did. And I'm gonna buy a version from the market and bug everyone on the ship with it later. Do they? I don't know. Can she poke them for information about people on the ship while they're playing? Just see if she can get some more information, maybe about the bounty that they're hunting, or just general gossip information about people on the station.
Okay, so what are you specifically like going for?
Just general interesting information about people on the station, and then if there's something that they tell her, she might grab onto it. She's trying to be helpful and also do fun things.
Okay, gotcha. So are you looking specifically for like Fitzgerald?
Yes, in a roundabout way.
Okay. Let me just make a check to see if these guys have any idea of anything that is currently happening. They do not. But given that they very much are liking you, do they know where else would be good to go? They do. Okay. So, these people, they don't know anything about this guy that you're looking for at all. But they do know that there is if he's somebody who has money, that there is a casino a few levels down called the Dominion Casino, which is where high rollers, and there's also low ball tables, but there are mostly high roller tables down there. So if it's somebody with a lot of money that likes to gamble, then that would be somewhere they may go.
Cool.
I'm just going to quickly take a quick 5-minute break. Alright, and we'll cut to Black Silver.
Alright, so, with the information that I've got, so I'm going to be looking to see if there are any camera feeds over the last 5 days around Brooks, Banfield, and Dark.
So around Brooks, Banfield, and Dark, you would be able to pull at least one feed that has a view, not of the building, not of Brooks, Banfield, and Dark itself, but of the transport area that goes to Brooks, Banfield, and Dark.
Okay. Any hits on that feed? Because I've got the visual representation from the bounty,
Gotcha.
so I'll be using that to cross-reference.
Let me make a roll. Yes, you do have a hit. So your mark exited a transit station just south of the building, left the area, presumably to travel to the bank, at which point he then reappears on the same feed, heading back into the transit station.
Okay. Anything on? Is he purchasing tickets at all on this feed?
There is no purchase of tickets on the feed, but you could cross-reference and see what that transit hub services.
We'll definitely do so.
Okay, so that is it's a higher tier transit hub that's specifically designed for people traveling from lower tiers coming up. So it's kind of like the second class transport. This is not people using aerial vehicles. This is not people traveling in style. This is like a subway, like a metro station.
So this guy is using second class travel to get to a first class bank and back.
Yeah, which is generally how you avoid being noticed.
Yeah, absolutely.
What you do know is that this transit hub specifically only services downward levels below level 200.
Downward levels below level 200. Okay. Can I download a map, like a service map?
Yep, absolutely. You can pull a map.
Cool. So that's going to help narrow down destinations at least.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Which I can then use to again cross-reference public camera feeds. Also looking at any camera feeds pointed around the Dominion Casino.
Okay, so same deal. Spinning the Dominion Casino. Let me make a quick roll and see how well prepared our man was around the casino. Even worse. You catch him on this camera feed at least 4 separate occasions in the last week.
Okay. Is he looking in high spirits? Is he looking downcast? Is he looking
pretty much an even split? Sometimes he's on 2 of the occasions he's walking out looking like he's just won the world, and on several more occasions he's coming out like he's just been shafted.
Okay, so right, interesting. So this guy appears to be frequenting the Dominion
Yes,
Casino.
you have him over the course of a week, being there at least 4 times.
And he is essentially, by the looks of things, actually gambling there at the casino. Are there any feeds actually in the casino itself?
No, Dominion Casino is tighter than, well, very tight.
Okay, so I'd like to do 2 things here. I'm going to be testing the outside security of Brooks Banfield and Dark's computer systems.
Okay.
I'd like to see if I can get in and how difficult that would be.
Okay, so are you talking about trying an intrusion from the exterior, or are you talking about going into a publicly available area and doing an intrusion from there?
Right, well, because my computer is connected to the extranet.
Yep.
So basically, I can access anywhere the extranet can. Going to try through the extranet first.
Okay, so through the extranet, you find effectively a splash page. There is it's very basic contact about us. A couple of email addresses, a couple of like comm unit tokens. That's pretty much it.
Okay, I'm going to look to. Is there a Tor equivalent network?
Not that you have access to with your personal computer.
Right.
That would require an upgrade.
Might see if I can. So, would that upgrade be like net wide?
That upgrade would be either you'd have to find a better connection port, like a better connection to the extranet in the first place, going through something, or you'd have to have something added onto your computer.
Okay. Just out of quick, do I know what I'm asking is that add-on onto my computer?
Yep.
Would that work just here?
No, that would then give you access to be able to use that in its entirety.
Tor add-on. And how much would that be?
Roughly, for a bare bones basic add-on, you'd be looking at probably about 500 credits.
Okay, that's going on the wish list. Well, okay. Don't particularly want this traced to me, so I'm going to have to wait to see if I can find that access point.
Okay.
To start with.
All right.
I'm not going to manage it from where I currently am I?
No, you'd have to be
No.
specifically in probably either a cyber caf or a data center.
Gotcha. So attempting a breach into BBD's network is not going to be particularly conducive to my safety right now. So I imagine a similar story to the Dominion Casino.
Yeah.
If not more so.
If not more so, and also the fact that the Dominion Casino does not have anything connected to the extranet.
Right. Okay. So that one I actually have to be in the building.
In the building, near the building, or in a system that is connected to it.
Gotcha. And those systems themselves probably are not on the extranet.
One or two of them maybe, but you have to know what they are, where they are, and how to work them.
Right. Are there any hacker forums available around?
Hundreds.
On the extranet. Okay. So that's an idea to begin sort of asking questions, but again, I don't want that activity traced to me.
Okay.
So I'm going to wait until I can access a Tor network first.
All right, cool. So you have to find a Tor network node. All right. Cool. So is that everything?
I guess the upgrade would be sort of to turn my computer into a Tor node, wouldn't it?
Effectively, yes.
While all this is going on, we're still in the dumpling house.
You're still in Roshi's dumpling house.
Okay.
Yep. That's partly why I'm sort of struggling to do what I want to do is because if I do it from here, it's going to be traced.
Yes. Problems.
And I'm incredibly distinctive. I cannot risk being traced.
Yes, it's very easy to find.
So
Should we make our way over to the to Brooks?
I haven't even been able to have a dumpling yet.
On the up node, I have got some pretty decent leads, which I will be sharing with the party.
Okay, so I'm assuming that we're going to have a sit down with everybody eating dumplings. So that you've all run off and done your own little things and come back.
I'll ping people's comms devices that I have something.
Okay, everybody gets a ping.
Nice. What is it, Black Silver?
I have our mark on several camera feeds. We may be able to build a pattern of his whereabouts at most given point in time over the last week or so.
You mean he hasn't skipped town?
He's been frequenting the Dominion casino. Appears to be gambling away his fortunes.
Huh. So
Iliad makes a impressed face and looks at Price.
So that's his vice. Well, we can't take him in the casino. I don't think casino security would take well to that unless they were informed. But if they knew that they had a potential bounty in there,
It may be worth finding out how much authority bounty hunters have on Akaport.
This isn't exactly a law commission as well. This is a private job.
We want to keep this cheap and simple. Let's just wait until he leaves and beat the shit out of him.
I think we should see
It's all
what
about
he's
violence,
about
Wolfie.
first. I mean, he
That's how I
apparently
get by.
did commit a murder and, well, leave with a bunch of a corporation's money. So it sounds like he's just sort of. Does he appear to be on his own, Black Silver?
From what you've seen, you haven't seen him with anybody more than once.
Never alone, but not with any extended company.
All right, then maybe
I'll share the camera feeds.
I don't think I have a device to actually view them.
You do, yeah, comms unit.
My computer. Oh, I thought I had just an earpiece. Okay, cool.
Pretty
I
much
think
like
we
a smartphone. So you see a
So-
little screen.
And
Gotcha,
even
gotcha.
if you didn't, I'm carrying a data pad. I got you.
Yeah, no worries, no worries. So he's literally not communicating with anyone, sort of
You
on
see,
a personal level.
so you see him on one instance entering the casino with what looks to be a very pretty looking woman.
Oh, okay.
You see him exiting the casino with what looks like a particularly angry looking bloke.
And was he being booted out of the casino by any
You
chance?
can't tell, but they both leave framed together. So
Okay.
whether that was somebody coming to get him,
Yeah.
and like pull him out of whatever the fuck he was doing, or that's anybody's guess. But you don't see
The
him.
last one.
You don't see. Yeah, that was the last one. You don't see him with, you don't see like a security guy. He's not walking with like a bodyguard or somebody with a gun at all times or anything like that. He just seems to be going about his day.
And this big angry guy, like if I try to size him up, what does he sort of look like? A mercenary, or
Could be a merc, could be private security, could be a thug.
Actually, would I be? Can I make a roll because I have profession in mercenary? I
Sure,
would be
yeah,
able to
absolutely.
tell.
Make a professional roll. See if you notice anything about him that is
Cool.
of mercenary.
I got a 19 on the roll
Okay.
plus my. Do I need to tell you my plus or?
Whatever your plus
You
is,
okay with
give me a
that?
plus, give me a plus.
Oh, okay. That is plus 9, so 18. No, sorry, 28.
So
28, yeah.
you notice that on this guy's collar, just under his
Yeah.
collar, is the top half of a tattoo that you recognise.
Oh, what is it?
It is. Sorry, I have to pull up my file. So this is the tattoo of a mercenary group known as the Cardinals.
Okay.
So they are soldiers of fortune, guns for hire. They don't discriminate on who they're working for. They've worked for the police. They've worked for armies. They've worked for the law, but they've also worked for drug runners. They've also worked for gangs, criminal organisations, and corpos. They are literally anybody's anybody.
So on a scale from 1 to like the hardest group that there is, what kind of level are these people at?
They're not to be taken lightly.
But they're not like the elite.
This isn't a death squad. This isn't somebody coming out of the rafters with not knowing that he's
So
there and he's killing people. This is guns for hire.
Okay, so hardened mercs. So
Hardened
maybe that's
mercenaries, but they normally are used for either static defense or retrieval.
Okay.
This
So
could go either way,
like
really.
between about a 6 and a 7 out of 10, if we're going for that sort of thing.
Yeah, a scale of 1 to 10,
guessing.
5 to 7, depending on who.
Okay, right. Okay, shall I say that or
Go ahead.
are we okay? Hey, I actually recognize that group. The guy there, he's from a mercenary group called the Cardinals. They're soldiers of fortune. Their main jig is for retrieval missions, insertion missions,
Shit.
and
So
they
someone beat us to it.
well, they're hired by everyone, so there's not a specific group that they work with.
And they're also not bounty hunters.
Oh, they're also not bounty hunters.
Right, so that's
Could be a retrieval squad. Could be
Could be fun to fight.
still could. Yeah, we're gonna run in with them then.
That raises a few complications then.
Come on, I've been getting a bit itchy about this. Come on, I need to bring
Black Silver,
something.
can you try and trace where they went at all?
I'm running a background check on public computers and camera feeds. Anything more detailed will need a more delicate touch.
Don't break into anything if you can help it. In fact, don't break into anything. We don't need to be breaking the law to catch a guy.
Indeed.
All right.
So, casino anyone?
Casino.
Let's hit it.
The first public access point along the way, I'm totally going to try and hack the cameras.
Okay. So, the casino is several tiers down. You're going to have to take either an aerial vehicle, like taxi cab, something along those lines, or you have to take public transportation. There are no stairs.
What's the quickest way there?
Quickest way would be an AV.
And how much is that going to cost?
Cab fare from here to there, 30 credits maybe
Per or
for the car.
Okay. Can I just check? Has our payment come through yet on the delivery?
It is not.
Oh, for God's sake.
What's going on?
It was.
Well, it means we're right.
It was only an hour ago. You guys arrived.
Oh,
here.
okay.
It's still got to be transported.
Fair enough.
Do I have a camera feed on the ship?
You do. The ship is currently in a warehouse somewhere.
Is it still being unloaded?
No, it's already been unloaded and has been transferred to a storage area, which you can see several other vessels parked around you.
Of course, payment doesn't trigger until that transport starts moving towards its destination, does it?
Yes, until that
Arrives
until
at
a
its
courier
destination.
shows up at the hangar, picks up the cargo and delivers it to the medical building. Then you'll get paid.
We need to get a move on. So I'm literally just going to stand up from the table, grab a dumpling, and start heading out.
Okay.
I'm gonna stand up from the table, grab everyone's dumplings, and start to head out.
Iliad's
Dumplings.
gonna turn around, but have one dumpling and do that thing where you chuck it from behind you to land in front of you, catch it, and then
make a dex check.
take a big bite out of
Make
it.
a dex check.
Please make a check for that.
Can I make a roll to grab it out of the air and eat it?
No, you cannot. You've already grabbed everybody's dumplings and left.
I'm actually going to have a next check for that.
Dex check. Flinging hot soup dumplings around your head. Make a roll.
If I'm gonna have to make a check for like a bit of flair, then I'd rather just not do it. But all right.
How classy do you really want to be? Is the question.
All right,
A 9.
that's fine. Above a 10. You didn't done goof.
Oh, I think actually, yeah, it's a 10. I think altogether, but cool.
Yes. So yes, you managed to catch it. Excellent. Anything lower than a 10, you would have ended up with a dumpling all over your face. Right.
Nice.
So, everybody, you're heading to effectively a taxi rank. There is a kind of a gantry overlooking what looks to be a very high fall into a lot of smog. You can see now that you hear there's wind kind of coming through these effectively canyons that are in between certain structures in the building in the metropolis. And there are cars whipping by at a ridiculous speed. All shapes and sizes. Everything from just kind of slow chugging along AVs that are belching out smoke to like lipstick red race car looking things flying by at ridiculous speed.
So can we hail a cab?
Yeah, you're at a taxi rank, and then you can see in this city they're white AVs with a black stripe running down the middle of them.
Flag one down.
You're at the taxi
That's what
rank.
I was doing.
Literally, they're parked up. They're kind of hovering at the edge, and you see.
Oh, there's actually ones there.
It's a taxi rank. There's a bloke standing there behind the pedestal.
I'll give the guy a nod and start making a way to get in the car and.
No, he's at the pedestal. He's just showing you. So where you heading?
Just down to the lower levels by Dominion.
Dominion. All right. Points to one of the cars towards the front. He says, "They go down that way."
Cheers.
I just wave my arm. I just sort of go, "Come on, guys."
They're over
here. I shall float along behind everyone.
No, it's the guy behind the pedestal just staring at him like, "What the fuck is that?"
It's just a couple of blocks down from here.
It's just a couple of blocks from here.
Let's just jump off the side. We'll get to the ground faster that way.
Die so horribly.
That
would be horrific.
That looks dangerous for those still requiring locomotion to move.
Yeah. Right, so you get into this thing.
Cool.
You notice that the driver is he's heavily cybernetic. Definitely human. But he's got like metallic. Left arm is entirely metallic. There's these scars running up his up under his chin, across his face. Cybernetic eye on the right side. The same scar kind of runs up to it. And
is this guy technologically enhanced or technologically rebuilt?
Technologically rebuilt by the looks of it. Looks like he's been through the grinder.
Who's this guy? Is this the driver?
Yeah, the driver.
This is our.
Oh, this is our man.
There's enough. So pretty much the back of the vehicle is set up like there's like a kind of like a wraparound couch. So there's enough space for a good number of people to sit kind of facing each other in the back, and the side door kind of opens upwards, almost like a DeLorean type setup.
Sweet.
Thank you.
He's separated from you guys by what looks to be bulletproof glass.
Probably going to need it.
And as everybody kind of gets in, see him turn, he's like, where you heading?
Dominion, please.
You got it. There's a kind of like a click, and the door slides forward, and you see a panel pop out from like the behind his seat. That's got like a insertion for a credit chip.
I put mine in.
You hear it kind of lock, so you can't remove it, and the meter kicks up. He's like, "All right, let's go." You see him kind of move his arm, almost like he's moving a steering wheel, but there is no steering wheel. So he's making the gestures.
Oh.
It's gesture control.
It's gesture control.
Oh,
There is no
gotcha.
steering wheel.
Okay.
I really hope this guy doesn't have an epileptic fit.
That must be a
All
terrible
I'm
plan.
going to say is,
We just
all
go
I'm going
flying
to
from a
say
building.
is that our current driver is technologically rebuilt. This gives me conniptions.
So, you guys pretty much join the stream of traffic, and you're now whipping through these canyons.
I'm hunting for a node I can Tor access with on the way.
There is actually a node in the vehicle, but it is metered.
Metered how?
Credits.
While we're all sort of sat in a circle like this, I'll just say, so those dumplings were nowhere near as good as Addie's.
You
I just
flatter me.
cry
I
at
don't
the
know.
memory of my spoiled dumplings.
I don't know. I didn't try any of Addie's.
She looks disappointed, but she doesn't say anything. She'll just like pat Zeb's arm.
It's okay. I give her a
Unfortunately,
hug.
they do not
Give her a
contain
hug.
enough calories for me.
The vehicle lurches horrendously to the right side as a weird-looking vehicle is driving on the wrong side of the thoroughfare, comes zipping past, and you hear the
This is
driver
like a-
shouting in a language that none of you understand.
Am I able to make a perception on the car that flew past?
Sure. High enough roll to catch a glimpse before it zips past.
Hey, Black Silver. It must be really hard for you to find hats.
Nope, I'm not getting that.
Can I make one as well?
Yeah, you can.
Just to let you know, that was a 9.
That was a 1, that was a 5.
Got
No.
a 5. Nope.
We're not catching this car.
Car went past, very fast.
Could you imagine if it been like 20? You see the target
I mean,
flying
I'll
by the other way.
attempt.
Follow that car.
What was that?
I'll attempt.
Yeah, go on, make a roll.
brevity.
Nope.
Nah, 8.
Alright, cool.
Does the dinosaur want to have a go?
Safi?
Zeb, you're the dinosaur.
No! Zeb!
What?
You're the dinosaur.
I think it's
Other.
unfortunately the wrong kind of over there.
Oh,
Alright, my bad.
What's going on? Sorry.
okay,
My-
a car has just whipped past going down the wrong way.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Like, we've
sorry.
had to just dodge and avoid.
So everybody's been making
Okay.
perception checks to see if they could see what the vehicle was, and they've all failed. So do you want to make a
Oh,
roll?
Oh,
as well?
okay, okay.
I-
Sure. I didn't realize
I don't
everyone
know
was
where my
making a roll.
D20 went.
Let's go.
Let me make a roll.
Your D20.
Can I have one?
Hang on,
Use
bear with
mine.
me a sec, bear with me a sec, bear with me a sec, bear with me a sec. I
17
have
plus
mod powers.
my perception of 0. So, 17.
And there you go.
There you go.
Everything is frozen.
Awesome.
You've got an extraordinarily high.
Also, you have them over
so-
here. Oh, you don't have a D20.
Yes, that's what I just said. I don't have a D20.
I made you a whole dice set over here.
I just need. Okay. I just need the D20.
D20.
I just want a D20.
I've said
man,
it like
come
3
on.
times, but okay. That's fine. We're here now.
I made you a D20 along with everything
You
else.
did.
No, you got nothing. With you
No, I don't see anything.
Okay.
We are
I'm
all
too busy
so-
incensed that Price won't grace me with his mouth, apparently. Like my dumplings aren't good enough.
So, Zeb, the only one who manages to catch a glimpse, you notice that the vehicle has only a windshield. All of the windows appear to be blown out, and as it zipped by, you could clearly see that there were 5 guys in the back of the vehicle, all heavily armed.
Oh, crap. I'll mention this.
I'll bring it
It's probably pertinent. Like, that vehicle that just went whizzing by, all the windows are smashed out of it. There's a whole bunch of guys in there with guns. And God knows
There's-
what else.
There is an interesting human saying that I believe is appropriate here. Not our circus, not our monkeys.
I say to the driver after Zeb says this, does this happen often?
Yeah, it's just the Acker boys.
Who?
Local gangbangers.
Maybe we don't want to get involved in that.
I wouldn't.
I repeat, not our
What Black
circus,
Silver said.
not our monkeys.
The AV kind of makes a descent. You pass like two beacons that are kind of like hovering in the middle, and then you suddenly drop. By your estimate, maybe 30 levels. Not violently, just quickly going down. You notice that it starts to get darker. The smog gets a bit thicker, and everything down here is way more illuminated because it has to be, otherwise you'll be able to see it. Makes a banking right and goes in between two buildings where things seems to be quieting down a little bit, and then drops another few levels and comes to rest at another taxi rank. There's a click and the credit chip pops out a little bit. You notice that this cost you maybe 8 credits.
Oh, okay. Well, I'll just 1 second. And done. Thank you. All right, cool. I give the guy a nod. Thanks.
No worries. Just be careful out there. It's not a nice area.
Yeah. I look around, just on the outside of the cab before looking back to him and say, "Yeah, looks to be the case."
All right. The door swings open, and that fuel smell is thicker down here. But the taxi rank, this taxi rank that's different from the one above is the fact that this one, the guy who's running it, has a gun.
Oh wow. Okay.
We have ours, correct?
Yes,
that
you
would
have.
be
You have
really
weapons.
bad right now. If we'd had
I don't have a gun, but I have a secret, unseen weapon.
Unseen weapon.
Iliad, I am your gun.
I have a jury-rigged thing that once was part of an attack drone, but I also have a distinct and interesting appearance that should hopefully put people off.
Yes. So, as the door opens, you guys are all getting out, I'm assuming?
Yes.
Yeah.
All right, the last thing the driver just turns around and just like I said, be careful, all right?
Will do.
Give him a nod and try to stay vigilant.
He taps a button and the door slides through. He doesn't wait for another fare and just leaves.
Oh
That's a
wow.
nice dude.
Back I go
wow.
to the top.
We should have given him a tip or something. He was really cool.
That's a good point. Can I
You
do that quickly?
can retcon that you tipped him.
Yeah, give him a
Just
few extra credits.
Okay, that's fine. The guy
Took him
who's
2, so it's around 10.
there you go. The guy who's manning the pedestal down here turns around and is like, "You guys good?
Yeah, we're
I'm good.
Yeah.
All right."
Indeed.
Hey, which way's Dominion?
Oh no. Why?
Dominion? That way.
It,
Points down.
dude,
Point,
it's just
point,
the guy working at the taxi rank.
Yeah, he points
Oh,
down points down another walkway that heads in between two buildings and then kind of turns off to the side where you can see, you know, that look of like neon lights that are a little bit far away, kind of have a project onto the floor.
Yes. Yeah.
That's kind of down there. He says, "Dominion's down there." That's,
Hey, really appreciate the ray tracing you've put in your campaign. Really.
I
That's
mean,
really cool, man.
it's what I do, man. I'm all about that 3060.
Still hunting for a tornado.
So, passing down through to here, on your way over there, you are passing kind of like closed buildings. Everything down here seems to be barred. There seems to be a lot of keypads on doors, that sort of stuff. Kind of this place has a bit more security for people who are down here. But you do pass a. Technically, it's not a cyber cafe; it's more of a cyber bank. So it's a literal small row of computer nodes that's inside like a glass enclosure.
So it's
Think of like a phone box, but high tech.
okay. So we're heading towards the casino, and
Let's do it.
Hang on, I
Right,
think Black
so-
Silver wanted to use this for something.
Yes, indeed. I just I just have something to attend to quickly. I won't be long.
I'm just gonna watch Black Silver's back as he's doing this.
Yep. So he goes through he opens the door and goes into this thing. There are like 3 terminals in here. You go through the first door, then you step into one of the terminals and close the door behind you. So he's inside by himself. There's nobody else in there, and there doesn't appear to be anybody else on the street right this second.
Okay. All right.
Is there a data jack
There
point?
is a data jack point.
I'm going to jack in.
Right, DM, please check your messages at the most easiest convenience.
Yes.
Cool.
So,
Do it.
Cool.
quickly, I'm looking for low-level security on cameras.
Okay, so
See if I can get street cams, that kind of thing.
street cams. You can from this point, kind of as you're plugging through on this kind of unknown node. There are security cameras that you do have access to that you would be able to effectively breach, but you would require a roll.
Okay. Any indication at all on its difficulty, or am I just rolling?
You know that getting into the cameras would be of a middling difficulty for somebody of your skill, but you also know that on a failed attempt, you would have issues with this booth. The computer node that you're logging into would effectively be locked.
All right. Okay, not a problem. It's probably got a lockout on it.
Yeah.
Any countermeasures on here other than a lockout? I'm looking for
Other than a lockout, nothing.
Okay. I will make an attempt.
Okay, make the attempt.
That is a 16 total.
Above a 15, you manage to effectively breach into this walkway's security system.
Okay, so
you now have access to the last 72 hours of footage from the cameras running along this pathway, including the taxi rank and the Dominion.
good enough for my purposes. I'll again run the face recognition software to try to find him.
Okay, so I'm assuming you're cross-referencing based on what you've already picked up.
Yep.
Okay, so you managed to pull the latest first, which would be the Mark and this mercenary. So they leave frame on the camera footage that you'd seen previously, and they enter the walkway. You see them walking down here. This guy doesn't look like he's being coerced or forced by this mercenary. It looks more like the mercenary's just picking him up.
Okay, so he's very likely got these guys working for him.
That would be a good assumption. So they walk forward through onto the taxi rank. As they enter the taxi rank, you catch a glimpse of a strange-looking AV. Doesn't look
Does
like
it happen to be? Sorry. Does it happen to be marked with the same logo?
No, it doesn't look like a taxi. It doesn't look like anything that you haven't really seen a lot of AVs, but it looks like something either very, very old or very, very high end. Think like
Limo?
no, like what was that? What was that car in the 50s?
Rolls Royce.
Rolls-Royce was it the Phantom?
I think so.
Like something like that, something that looks over the top. But you only catch a glimpse of it because the minute they step onto the taxi rank, the feed dies. There's nothing but digital static for about 3 minutes. When the feed fades back in, the car's gone and they're gone.
Feed's probably been jammed.
Yes.
A low level. Does it look like they've just sort of detonated a low level
Yeah, something not. This isn't a digital scrub. This is something that would affect the camera. So a low level countermeasure.
Okay.
Which destroys the device's ability to record, so there's nothing to be recovered.
Okay.
That's problematic.
It's like using a hammer to break a window. You can't put the window back together. Low tech, low sophistication, but highly effective. But you have to physically be there for it to work.
Like a brick through a window.
Yeah. Like if you wanted to scrub a digital feed from afar while you're hacking into it, that's great, but it is recoverable. If you're physically at the location and you scramble the mechanics that is the camera, there's nothing to recover.
Yeah, because it couldn't record in the first place.
So
breaking the camera.
In this case, there's nothing to record. I'm seeing what it was.
You're seeing what it recorded, which was,
and what it recorded was a whole heap of
digital stuff.
I've just been EMP'd.
Yep.
Please don't hurt me anymore.
Mm-hmm.
Gotcha.
Who hurt you, camera? Tell me your secrets.
Well, it's certainly more than we had.
One more thing.
Oh.
You also notice that there is a woman in it appears to be a cocktail dress, that, leaving the taxi rank as the camera unfades, walks down the path and enters the casino.
Okay.
How long ago was this feed again?
Couple days.
This feed or lack of feed? Okay.
Okay, so the rabbit hole deepens. Got it. Right, so this is my Tor access point, right?
Yes, for the time being, until you leave.
All the time, until I leave. Let me then. I'm again just probing the outskirts of the bank. Brooks, Banfield, and Dark.
Brooks, Banfield, Dark. You get within 5 foot of 5 foot where you shouldn't know you shouldn't be, and realise that this thing is a data fortress.
Got it.
Like, its presence on the net is substantial. It would require a internal breach or some serious cyber deck you work to get into it.
You'd some sort of DDoS to distract.
You'd have to have several elements going at once to get through.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, some sort of DDoS to distract the security systems while someone gets in.
Yes,
basically.
You'd have to break in, and you'd have to create a random partition on a worker's hard drive.
Yep, absolutely.
Just to freak him out.
Yep.
Yeah, okay, that's not happening. And then finally, the Dominion Casino is going to be even worse than this.
You can take a look, and it would be not worse, but different.
Right. So
the bank has the look of cybersecurity professional, like to a T, like done right. The Dominion,
firewalls everywhere.
Yeah, the Dominion Casino has the look of something that was made by a hacker, like somebody who knows cybersecurity but isn't necessarily on the white hat side of things.
So I'm less likely to get firewalled out and more likely to get zapped into submission.
Yeah,
trying to get to this.
Yes. There's also a way more higher likelihood of there being black market security measures and more lethal security measures. Less, we need to find you and know where you are so we can arrest you, and more, we need to kill you so you don't do it again.
Yeah, got it. Okay, so that's not an avenue I'm looking to pursue any further.
Everybody outside just suddenly watches the brain in the glass booth just go, what the fuck was that? I guess we're done.
Yeah, no, I don't want to paint my extraordinarily large brain over the edges of this booth.
So you don't.
I will leave with what I have, which
Okay.
is more than what I started with.
Excellent.
Yes, indeed. When I said that I was going to stay above board, I was lying.
I lied.
I do not know this man. I have never met him before in my life.
I'm
This
just
brain thing.
I don't play by such petty restrictions as the law.
That's the first nice thing I've heard you say all day.
I haven't said it.
If we can't
Exactly.
abide by the law, then we're no better than the bad guys.
Speak for yourself.
Saying
That
that,
was
but this it's just a
paraphrasing.
corpo private job. We're not exactly doing any special peacekeeping operation here.
I was paraphrasing from a movie, but okay.
Okay. So, Black Silver has left his terrarium.
I'll jack myself back into the computer I wear on my back.
Okay. Fair dues.
I pretty much spend if I'm not explicitly jacked into some other computer,
You're
I'm jacked
plugged
into
into that one. Yeah. I got you. Okay, so where from here?
Should we make our way to Dominion?
Yes.
Let's do it.
Alrighty.
Hey, we might even be lucky and bump into the guy right there.
So,
Yeah, how lucky are we?
approaching Dominion, you are not that lucky. Approaching Dominion, you can see it is a standard-looking entertainment building. So you can see a lot of lights, a lot of neon lights, a lot of signage. It is labelled as the Dominion Casino. It is not. This is not a underground casino. This isn't like some sort of numbers racket in the back of a store. This is a full-on licensed building. You notice that there are 3 different entrances. One of which appears to be a single red door with 2 guards standing out front of it. The second one is a door that is labelled members only, and the last door is just a regular set of double doors which has 1 security guard standing out front. There is
They don't appear.
there is like a tethered area that looks like it might be there for if, say, I don't know, Friday night it's busy, they got a line of people trying to get in type situation, but right now it's not busy.
They don't
Okay.
appear to be related to the Cardinals at all, these guys.
No. These look.
The branded dudes.
Yeah, no. These are just the security that work for the casino. They don't appear to be bearing any official markings. No tattoos, no badges. They are not like corpo security. They are not Securicor. They are bouncers employed by the casino.
Jake, is there anywhere overlooking the casino that could be a good vantage point?
There is a building across the street, because these walkways are more like 20 foot wide, more than the 12 foot wide ones that you were on before. They're a bit wider. Across the street there appears to be what looks like a residential building.
With roof access?
It's got a big door with a keypad.
My basic idea is if it's possible for someone to be able to get up there and overlook the casino to see if they could see Fitzgerald potentially try to make his way
Maybe
inside.
that should be you.
Yeah,
That would give you an overview of the front of the casino. There are no windows. Think Vegas casino. They don't want you to know what time it is outside. There are no windows. Once you're in there, you're in your own little world. So you would have full access both down the full vision, both ways down the walkway, and the front doors only. There isn't the back doors you can't see because there's a building in the way, and the building is supporting the building above it.
No, I get that. It's the whole if anyone's going to enter the casino for the intent to actually gamble, they're probably going through the front.
Yeah, absolutely. There doesn't appear to be a side door. Well, there might be, but again, it would go into another building.
Right. I'm gonna turn to everyone here and be like, okay, I should be able to. I might be able to get myself on that roof over there to overlook the casino. If you guys get inside,
Actually, I think not just yourself, but maybe Black Silver should be with you. No offense, Black Silver, but you
Draw attention.
stick out like a giant brain.
None taken.
Floating off down the street.
But I'm thinking that maybe Black Silver can provide a different level of reconnaissance from here as well.
Hey,
It's
Bryce,
something
do you
I
need a
do.
boost?
I think I can make my way up there.
Fair enough.
Okay, so those
Also,
two
I'm
are
not-
going to play Overwatch effectively.
Basically,
Then,
if Fitzgerald makes his way into the casino,
Okay.
we can inform the group inside.
Right. Of anything that's happening.
Yeah,
Okay, perfect. And then everybody else is going into the casino?
I'm thinking. Yeah, I turn to Zeb and Addy. I say, Zeb,
Yeah.
could you maybe go around the casino on your own for a bit, but just look out for the cardinals, see if you can see anything,
Sure, I'll keep an eye out.
and
Okay.
keep it easy on the arm wrestling. Addy, you were with me, right?
We're
She's
on the
also,
job
like-
now, friend.
I do want to say that before they got to the casino, she took a second to like change into her fancy dress so that she looks all dolled up
That's
with Iliad.
perfectly fine. They could have done that while Black Silver was farting around in the booth.
Yeah.
I'm literally gonna get a straw hat, a cigar, and I'm gonna wander in.
don't do the straw hat.
Excellent.
I'm gonna. I'll turn to Zeb. I'll say, yeah, okay, we'll go in first, and I'm gonna be
You're coming after us.
a starry-eyed gambler.
Sorry, I got it. Right, okay, so first of all, the first is going to be getting through that residential building security lock. So I'm just going to need a basic security computer use check from Black Silver.
With an assist from me,
If you want to do the assist, It gives you a plus what? Plus 4?
+2.
Plus 2? Plus 2?
Well, I nat 20.
Not
They
only
did not
not
read
only
that.
do you manage to break through the security door, you also manage to gain access to the internal cameras in the building.
I will be bringing that up. I'll be using that.
So not only do you now have Overwatch from the roof, you also now have the two side-mounted cameras on this building. One pointing the right side of the street, one pointing the left side of the street.
Yep.
The left side of the street camera, you notice, does look over the taxi rank.
Ah, excellent. Can I, if I've got access to the cameras, am I just seeing the feed as of now, or can I access its memory banks?
You can try and access the memory banks, try and spin it back.
Will do.
With all this being said, when we do get to the roof,
Yep.
I would like to
And
make
by
myself less visible.
by roof, I'm meaning you're still going to be inside the building because there is no roof because there is a building built on top of it.
Oh right. So I basically need to find the appropriate room.
The top floor, probably in some sort of abandoned hallway.
Yeah.
You managed to find a spot that gives you a good access on the doors and right and left.
And I would like to at least make a stealth check so that nobody looking up can just
Roll stealth.
I suppose if I'm going with Price, I'll need to roll a stealth as well.
If you're going by the windows, yes.
Oh baby, that's
Damn.
Price is good. Are you staying inside and just not going in near the windows, or are you rolling as well?
I'm going to stay. I don't need to stay near the windows. Price has got that.
Okay.
I've got the cameras.
Cool. So
That's a
The
32,
price
by the
is
way.
right.
the price is right. I got you.
The price is right.
And plus we have the
Oh my
title.
god! I just imagined a really funny scenario. I just like go up to the guard. It's like there's an entry fee, and I go, "Hey, lower the price." Do you mean lower the price? No, lower than price. He gets shot in the knee from a sniper rifle.
That's all I've got in my head is that.
Yes!
All I've got in my head is that scene from Losers where he uses finger guns to kill people because there's somebody with a sniper rifle across the street. And they,
By the way,
and they think his
That's all-
finger guns kill people.
Seriously, if I get the opportunity to do that, oh my god, it's gonna be so.
good God. Right.
I have the most deadly scarf in all the world. It's so cool. When I flip it, people die.
Just a reminder, I cannot use my trick attack on the sniper rifle just yet.
It's fine.
It's cool. It's cool.
Right, so you guys have set up.
Oh, God.
You are currently working on spinning that camera feedback, which is perfectly fine. So, Iliad and Addy are approaching the front door. And which entrance are you going for? Just the standard double doors?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. I link arms with Addy, and I just walk straight up.
Yeah, exactly.
The security guard guy kind of literally pushes the door open as you approach.
Cool.
Nice. He doesn't pat me down or anything.
No.
Oh, okay. Cool.
Pushes the door open as you walk in. As you walk through, there is a beep.
Oh, okay.
And there's more security on the inside that just says, you armed, sir?
No, I mean, I just opened my arms out for him to check.
Ma'am?
She shakes her head.
You are armed, aren't you?
I mean, she could have left her gun on. She left her gun on the ship. She doesn't need a gun. She has magic.
All right, never mind. So
cool.
There is no beep, and in you go. Like, you need to tell me these things.
Sorry. Also,
You did
I
tell
hate to
him
be
you
that
didn't do
guy, but I'm being pulled away.
Okay. Like pulled away?
Yeah,
Yeah.
like out of the apartment, like out of.
Balls.
Yeah,
Kind of annoying.
I'm sorry.
Us entering the casino is not a bad place to.
That's a good spot. So you guys head in. I'm assuming you guys go to the bar.
Yeah, for now.
So we'll
scope the place out.
We'll just leave that with you guys heading to the bar. Everybody's up top, and now we've just got Zeb, who is trying to walk in as well.
Yes.
Right, Zeb is armed, is he not?
No.
He's got his fists.
Oh yeah.
Bitch, I am the weapon.
I am a weapon. Okay, gotcha. So as you approach you notice that the bouncer is not opening the door, and he's kind of giving you a look.
Racism.
I'll give him a stink eye and be like,
Can I help?
Just not going to have any problems.
you know I've got the same strength score as him, right? I'm just as big.
You're not a giant space lizard.
There, he's not a giant space lizard.
That's true. That's true.
I'm just here
They
to
like
pull some
humans.
levers and drop some coin. Let me in.
All right. Slides the door open.
Thanks.
I'm gonna flip him a credit or something.
He takes it and puts it in his pocket. And the door slides shut behind you. You're now walking through what looks to be a small security zone at the front. Nothing goes off because you don't have any weapons on you. You have no guns or anything like that. You do notice the security is definitely giving you a look as you walk through, but nobody says anything.
I'll give them a big grin and tap my cigar on the floor.
Nice.
Yeah, but when did the cigar
I don't know where
appear?
he got the cigar from.
Very
I
classy.
said before
At
we
this
started,
point-
I said,
at this
I'm
point,
going to get a straw hat and a cigar.
I'm too
and I am
afraid
serious
to
about
ask.
that. I am
Oh my
serious
God.
about that.
Monkey delusion. So in he goes.
And just behind him, there's another smaller lizard just T-pose gliding behind him.
T-posing as it glides into the casino. Alright, so we'll end it there with everybody in the casino and Overwatch being over the top. And that about wraps us up for this week. Tune in next time for episode 7 and remember to like and subscribe.